Would you trust someone just because they're your friend? Would you give them power in your kingdom just because you've known them for years? King Michael III of Byzantium did. He appointed his childhood friend Basil to a position of ultimate trust, thinking friendship was loyalty. But one night while Michael slept, Basil stabbed him to death in his bed and took the throne for himself. This isn't just history. It's a law of power most people learn too late. Welcome to the 48 Laws of Power. Because your friends will betray you, and your enemies, they might be the most loyal allies you ever find. If you missed Law 1, you can watch it by clicking the I button on the top right or check the link in the description below. From childhood, we're taught that friendship is sacred. We bond over memories, shared laughter, mutual support. But the moment power enters the picture, everything changes. Friends expect special treatment. They get too comfortable. And most dangerously, they remember your past. They see your rise not as a transformation, but as an imbalance. And that imbalance turns to envy. They know your weaknesses. They know your insecurities. And when their own ego is threatened, they don't always protect you. Sometimes they expose you. Robert Greene doesn't say hate your friends. He says be careful with trust. Enemies bring something friends can't: clarity. Enemies know they're not trusted, so they work harder to prove themselves when brought close. Their motives are transparent because they have something to prove. When an enemy becomes your ally, the relationship is built on strategy, not sentiment. There are fewer emotional expectations, fewer illusions. History is filled with powerful alliances between former enemies. Julius Caesar and Brutus, Abraham Lincoln and his team of rivals. Even modern political figures who once campaigned against each other and later governed side by side. Enemies can become obsessively loyal because they're invested in the chance they never thought they'd get. Let's go deeper into Basil and Michael III. Basil was poor. Michael gave him everything: status, wealth, protection. Over time, Basil became Michael's closest advisor. But there was a problem. Basil was ambitious, and the closer he got to power, the more he realized he didn't want to serve it. He wanted to hold it. One night, after years of shared trust, he walked into Michael's chamber and killed him. It wasn't hate, it wasn't revenge, it was pure power play. Michael thought friendship was a shield. But in the game of power, blind trust is a dagger aimed at your back. Fast forward to today. You hire a friend. You think, they'll have my back. At first they do, but soon comfort creeps in. Boundaries blur. Resentment grows when business decisions don't align with personal loyalty. They expect special treatment, and if they don't get it, it turns personal, damaging the friendship. But an outsider, even a former rival, they walk in knowing the terms, they earn their place, and they fight harder to keep it. That's the truth of power. Loyalty isn't about history. It's about pressure, respect, and self-interest. Let's break this down psychologically. Psychologist Alfred Adler described the inferiority complex. When people close to us feel small in comparison, they develop quiet resentment. Your rise becomes their shame. Your success becomes their insecurity. And when emotions take over, logic dies. Enemies, on the other hand, are emotionally distant. They see you as a challenge. If they switch sides, it's a decision, not a feeling. That makes them more focused, more dependable, and often more useful. When friends betray you, they often justify it. When enemies serve you, they do it with discipline. This is why Robert Greene says, don't be emotional, be strategic. Take Abraham Lincoln. When he became president, instead of surrounding himself with supporters, he appointed his harshest critics to his cabinet. Why? Because he knew enemies keep you sharp. They challenge you. And when they serve under you, they do it with effort, not entitlement. He turned his greatest political enemies into his strongest governing team. This wasn't generosity, it was strategy. He didn't want comfort, he wanted competence. So how do you apply this law in your life? 1. Stop assuming loyalty comes from friendship. Test everyone's behavior, not just their words. 2. Avoid hiring or promoting people just because they're close to you. That's emotion over strategy. 3. When dealing with enemies, observe them. Some are just rivals who haven't been given a reason to respect you yet. 4. Use tension as a filter. People who stay loyal under pressure, those are the ones worth trusting. Remember, power respects clarity, not comfort, not nostalgia. This was Law 2. Never put too much trust in friends. Learn how to use enemies. You've learned who not to trust. But in power, there's something even more dangerous than trust: letting people see your next move. In next week's episode, we decode a master tactic of the powerful. Law 3. Conceal your intentions, because the most dangerous man in the room is the one no one can predict.